Remember that the uprising was truly, it was more intense in the east. It did occur also in Tripoli, in Zawiya, in Misrata, in the southern, we call it the western mountains of the Tripolitania, in Zintan, Yifrin, and these areas, Nalut. So the reality is that the intensity was more strong, and I think they were lucky in the east. I think there were a combination of factors that they got lucky. And part of it is that Gaddafi's center of power is in Tripoli, and so usually that's the last place to fall. And so the Eastern got lucky. Yes, the Easterners maybe have a little more grievances, some historical political grievances. Yes, generally speaking, the Eastern area has been more restive, and the reason is they feel slighted. They feel that they don't get their share of power, and also Gaddafi does rely more on his clan, and his clan is more distanced in the east, distance from the east, and so it's closer to the west. Okay, so the west, even at my time when we were doing demonstrations against Gaddafi, we did some demonstrations and all that. The West has always been, the West is a little. Let me put it, how to explain. The Western people, more urbane, okay? They always know how to live with the situation, okay? Leave me alone type of thing and all that stuff. But that does not mean that they did go uprise. The pressure on them is huge. I mean, Tripoli, if Tripoli goes, it's gone. And I was saying, come on, Tripoli, it's your time, and they did, but they were a little hesitant. There's no question that there was some hesitation in Tripoli, Iberia. There were two main population invasions by Arab tribes, interestingly enough. Okay, these tribes came from the Arabian Peninsula and settled the areas. There were two waves. There were a couple of centuries at least in between. Okay. And the reason I'm saying linguistically, this is in relation to the linguistics, is that the East speaks, the language is very close to the old Arab. They're very kind of rooted to Bedouin Arab, very interestingly, okay, the East. The West has a lot of that also, but also it's influenced by the urban Tunisian accent, if I may. All right, so you can tell immediately if somebody is from the east or the west. It's not Egyptian Arabic in the east. It's not the Cairene, at least, Arabic. The Egyptian that you hear on TV and stuff. It is very close to the Arabic of the Sa'id and the western, the Siwa desert, the area and all that stuff. So you can tell where are these large sphere of influence, and these, of course, linguistics, indicate also family ties, cultural ties, and all that stuff. Okay, so those are the main, slightly different. You can tell right away. This guy is from the West. Because oil is not only good quality and close to the markets, and it's inexpensive to extract. And the quality is it's a low sulfur, so it's not polluting, and the refinery doesn't have to put so many mitigating processes to take out and extract the sulfur. It's a very super light crude. It's the best there is. It's also abundant, even though in terms of I think at the most they did 2 million a day. I believe that they have much more. Now, slowly, for the first time in the last, 2 months, you hear that it has the biggest oil reserves in Africa. You never heard that before, by the way. The Libyan oil was there, but it was not. My dad, who was not in the oil business in Libya, but he managed a trucking company that transported the pipes and the rigs and all that stuff. So he had contact with a lot of these famous company, Esso and Occidental and all these characters, you know. They used to say, you know, sometimes a lot of people they go and drill for water, and they find oil, so they close it. Okay, that was the story. So there's a lot of oil in Libya, and it's a huge country. I mean, the areas that has been explored are little. It really is a rivalry. You know, it's an old rivalry between Europe and the United States. Not Europe really, between France and Britain and the United States. I mean, they're encroaching at each other's influence, and Africa is a contentious place historically between France and the United States. France took the initiative to increase its influence, to gain some foothold that have lost a long time ago. Remember that Gaddafi gave reasons for America to have footholds at the expense of France. That was historical. That's his historical role. Gaddafi's historical role. Way back in the 70s and 80s, in the Chad War, and you start having AWACS going around, and you know, this is long history. This is a big thing for France to go in, and now you can see a lot of pro-France flag waving and all that stuff. Interesting enough, we saw also good American flag waving recently after the two journalists died. One of them was British, and the other one was an American. They saw flag waving at the main square in Benghazi. But France had, you know, got a lot of, and it's trying to regain, and you know, these are major rivalries. I mean, long-term rivalries. I mean, these are not, and it's economics and political, and you know, the West is in a dilemma. The West now is in a dilemma. What to do? I mean, he has good, strong relations with Italy, good, strong relationship with Gaddafi. You know, ties, big ties. You know, his sons played, you know, own some of the Western football teams. What to do now? I mean, really, it's an issue now. I think the West is exacting a big price from the new transitional government. They want a lot from them. We're going to help you, but we want a lot. This is a big sacred cow. You know, these oil producing countries want to sell their oils, for heaven's sake. I mean, just buy it and come and we'll sell it. I mean, so, but of course they want security that it's coming from them and all that stuff. But it's going to be sold, okay? They probably want more access, you know, maybe the French want more access than the Chinese or some others and all that stuff. I mean, you know, when you unleash mercenaries, when you unleash the heavy artillery, you know, you have crossed the Rubicon. You know, the leader, Gaddafi and his sons, they have crossed a major. There's no going back. There's no going back for them, okay, as rulers and as dictators. But also there is no going back for the people who rose up. There's no going back. I mean, they know that, my God, if we lose, we're done. My family is done. And so that is the kind of stalemate that I see. I don't see it any other way. There's a stalemate. In other words, one of us has to go. And Gaddafi said, it's you. And the people saying, no, it's you.